Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. If anyone is watching me live right now on Facebook or on YouTube, say hi. We will officially start in about just a little under 15 minutes. So just chill, grab your coffee or your tea, and today we're going to talk about Feng Shui and plants. Let's make sure we are live. Okay, perfect. We are live, people. Hey, Gabriella. Hey, Moira, Maria. Welcome, welcome. Today's live stream is going to be a little fast and furious because I have an appointment after this. Hey, Nicoletta, Chanty. Oh, yes, tell me where you're watching me from. It's always amazing for me to see where my videos, what parts of the world my videos are reaching. So tell me where you're watching me from. How was the holidays for you guys? How was Christmas? I didn't even know if Hanukkah has happened already. But what are your plans for the new year? Are you guys ready for the year of the ox, especially if you've been if you're registered in my Feng Shui 2021? Tell me how much of the Feng Shui placements have you done for the year. I want to know, and I want to make sure that you guys are prepared as well. I'm using a new camera setup and a new computer, so fingers crossed, no tech glitches. And I have a 5-year-old in the room next door, so you guys might still hear her. Maria, you're in the road, coming from Vegas. Glenda, watching from Canada. Oh, which part of Canada, Glenda? Hey, Nelsie. Okay. As usual, I'm gonna. I have a lot to cover actually for today's live stream. So hopefully at the end I will have some time to take your questions around plants and how to use them in Feng Shui. But I do have a hard stop today. I need to leave. I need to get off by like 2:40 at the latest. Oh, Glenda in Toronto. Awesome. I'm in Toronto as well. Nicoletta from Germany, but you're from Romania? Okay. Andrew from Wales. Oh, hello. Gabriella says, ready for 2021. Placed all my salt cures. Awesome. Karen from Hampshire, England. Most of you guys are, actually, we've got a good amount, 50-50 today, Facebook and YouTube. Usually it's mostly from Facebook, people are watching me on, but I'm getting some on YouTube as well. Really, really cool. We still have about 11 minutes. Tell me, how has 2020 been for you? I'm actually doing like a full moon group call with my Manifesting Code members on New Year's Eve. And one of the exercises that I will, it's like a mini retreat that I'm going to guide them on. But one of the exercises that I will be asking them to do is what was positive that came in 2020. I know it's a year that the world has never seen. But for most of us, you can still find the positive that came out from the year. And I know a lot of people are struggling. There's been many, many losses in terms of loss of life, loss of income, loss of opportunities in terms of, connecting with people. But focus on the positive, and it will make the days go by much easier, right? Tina from Orland. Hey, Jackie, you're not at work today. Sarah in California, but originally from Afghanistan. Tia in Houston, Texas. Christian, yo, it's been a while, dude. You've been quiet. How's it going? Maria is asking, please, any good news for a horse and dragon thinking to move next year? So I am of the perspective that even if you have bad feng shui, even if you have a bad year coming to you astrologically, it doesn't mean it can't be a good year. And we'll talk about the heaven and the earth and the mankind like in a minute. But my husband, in the year of the dog, what year was that? 2018, right? He had Grand Duke, so that wasn't great for him astrologically. And we were actually sleeping facing Grand Duke too, which is a big no-no. But I still allowed us to do it because I did above and beyond feng shui, right? So, and some of the guys in my annual feng shui training, they said, well, I was in a negative space in terms of feng shui, right, at home, but they did above and beyond feng shui, and they ended up this year having a gangbuster year. So that's my iffiness about astrological reading. And for this year, I know in the past years I did it publicly on social media, but this year I'm only going to do it to do my astrological forecast for the guys in Feng Shui 2021. Again, because I find a lot of people use astrology as a crutch. If it's a bad year, they just like not go out. And that's not a way to live. Even feng shui as well. I tell my clients all the time, even if it's a bad feng shui year, don't panic. You're making things worse if you panic. Okay? Just come up with a game plan. What do you need to do in terms of heaven luck, earth luck, and mankind luck to make things as strong as possible for you? Right? Hey, Juliet. Yes, you finally get to watch me live from Philippines, but you're in the UAE. Okay, cool. Yeah, Gabriella said 2020 wasn't easy, but thanks to Feng Shui 2020 and manifesting code, I think better than it could have been. December was challenging. We're still in December. December has kicked a lot of our butts, but right, the whole thing about Feng Shui and all the self-development tools that's available for everyone in the world is when you know how to manipulate energy, when you know how to do right actions, make right decisions, then the highs, the positive will get higher, and the lows, which is the negative parts of our life, will not be as low. Okay, and I say this over and over again, just because I'm a feng shui consultant and I have spiritual tools at my disposal doesn't mean that my life is a bed of roses 24/7, 365, right? Everyone goes through ups and downs, but the ups will be much more delicious and the downs will be more bearable. It's something that you can come back from, nothing that's going to be like, that's going to break you. Okay. So yeah, so thank you for that, Gabriella. That's great. Oh, Christian, you sold your house and you're living in an Airbnb right now. Okay, because I know Christian took my certification course and we've delved a little deeper in terms of the feng shui aspects of the house, right, Christian? I'm not going to talk about astrology today because I'm not going to cover astrology today or in future live streams really in terms of forecasts. I know it's something that a lot of people ask for, and I know I'm going to lose a lot of potential views because I'm not going to put that out publicly, only because a lot of people give up. If it's a bad year, they give up or they panic. And that has never been the place or the space that I want to put anyone in. And I can be, you can, I've had my share of, what do you call it? Talking people off of a ledge. Not literally, but like, I just, after I do astrological reading and people just take it in from such a negative space that it's disempowering. What's the point of knowing what's coming if it disempowers you? Knowledge is power, but some people just change it and just hook onto the negative and forget about the positive things that are coming, right? So only the guys in Feng Shui 2021 get my forecast this year. That way, if anyone needs to be talked off a ledge, at least I have like a more controlled situation to do that. Yeah, oh, Nicoletta, that's amazing. 2020 was a very good year. Amazing. I've got promoted. We moved into a new house. We're healthy and everything is great. That's awesome. Let me just fix. I'm on a new computer now, you guys. So is that better? I can't see the words. Hold on. I need to fix this. No, I don't like that. Okay. Hey, Susan, watching from Wisconsin. Hello. Hey, Savina. Eva. Happy New Year to you too in a few more days. Tia. Lori. Yes, we have a few people who have already registered for my certification course in January. And the pre-course homeworks have already gone out. The students are already like, oh my gosh, I'm already learning so much and the course hasn't even officially started. Sarah Diaz in Australia, it's 5:30 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. Chanti, that is very great to hear about your daughter coming back to you. That's awesome. Yes, Maria, we need more positivity, especially this year. Especially this year. And that's why I manage your energy, okay? Feng Shui is all about managing the energy of your home, but you also need to manage your inner Feng Shui, right? The energy that is here, what are you thinking? The energy that is here, what are you feeling? And so try to align yourself, surround yourself with people who think positive, feel positive, not in a fake way, right? Law of attraction doesn't work if you're trying to fake the positive. You have to really anchor in the positive, right? It's easier said than done, but at least we try, right? Lovely Denny from California. Caroline from Ireland, welcome. And Maria from Rancho Cucamonga in California. I don't know why the video is so dark today. I know I'm not getting a lot of natural, maybe that's why. Toronto's been a little gloomy, a little overcast the past few days, so I'm not getting a lot of natural sun. Sarah's asking, Carol, tell us what to do on the 30th full moon end of 2020. There are a lot of full moon, you can Google it, honestly. There's many different suggestions out there. I have my own twist to it, but that's reserved for my manifesting code people. But you guys can there's lots of full moon rituals that you can look up. You can meditate, you can visualize, but we're like anything that allows you to release whatever that wasn't so great for this year, and also to help you magnetize what you want for next year. That's a great time to do for this last final full moon. Okay, Blanca from Germany. Sen, 3 a.m. in the Philippines. Yay! Okay, we are gonna officially start, and today Welcome, everyone. For those who were hanging out with me earlier, I am so glad that you're here. And for those of you who are joining me on Facebook and on YouTube, either live or on replay, we have a really cool topic to cover. And in fact, this topic was suggested by someone who viewed one of my previous live streams. In all honesty, I forgot who it was. So if this was your suggestion, thank you so much for suggesting this as a live stream topic, because it just never came into my brain to do it. So I love conversations like this, being interactive with you guys, either here or with my Manifesting Code members or with my Feng Shui 2021 members, so that I know what topics you're struggling with, and then I can make the content to suit that. Now, with that said, in a public forum like this, a live stream on social media, I can really only do generalized things, okay? So today we are talking about how to use plants for Feng Shui. And I'm gonna give you some tips and techniques for very, 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 very generalized methods, okay? But I'm of the camp that something is better than nothing. So today we will be talking about how to use plants to attract wealth and how to use plants to attract relationships as well. So is my YouTube live working? I believe so. I have people on YouTube watching, right? But let me double check. Yeah, I am live. All right, so Tina from Kenya, welcome. Okay, I've got my notes here. So if I'm looking off the side, it's because my computer screen is over here, just in case. Okay, so most of you guys who follow Feng Shui, you know that there are 5 elements in Feng Shui, right? Earth, metal, water, wood, fire. 5 of these elements. And I practice different schools of Feng Shui, but one of the more mainstream and really the basis of my Feng Shui consulting business is using Flying Star Feng Shui. And or even other school of methods of Feng Shui also use these 5 elements as well. Now, wood is where plants come into play. So right now, I'm not talking about external Feng Shui. I'm only dealing with internal Feng Shui right now, okay? Because we don't have time to talk about external stuff. If you want, there are certain auspicious energies for wealth and relationships, then you can increase with wood element. And in this case, we are going to use plants, okay? I will be going a little fast and furious today. So first things first, and I'm going to be showing you a couple of examples that I have here and why these are the plants that I choose, okay? So first, let's talk about plants for wealth. And again, these are like very basic stuff, okay? So whether they work or not, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, in all honesty, because they are so generalized that the results can be a little bit diluted, right? The more advanced you go in terms of Feng Shui methods, the more it is suited to your home, like in terms of the facing of the home, how many degrees on the compass, the more laser focused it is on that degree on the compass, the better the results it will be, okay? And those of you guys, I'll talk about my Feng Shui video school series in a bit, but this is just basically the caveat in that you can follow the tips here. And these are the tips that I have chosen to share with you guys today because it is the most generalized and also the safest one to do. If you do this wrong, you are likely not gonna get yourself into too big of a trouble. You might get a little bit of a hiccup or maybe like a medium hiccup, but nothing that's going to be something that you can't come back from. The deal with Feng Shui is real Feng Shui is not easy. And real Feng Shui is actually got many layers of things that you need to look at. Those who have taken my Flying Star certification course, you understand now what I look at when I go through information of a space before I even talk about recommending anything, right? There's so many things, so many factors that you really need to look at before you do the more advanced Feng Shui. And those things, when you do something wrong, or even the less advanced Feng Shui, when you put the wrong elements in the wrong spot, you can trigger negative situations. And that is why many of you guys especially who have followed fast food Feng Shui or even Flying Star Feng Shui without the proper training, you freak out because you started placing stuff and things started going the other way that you were hoping for, right? That means something happened. That was a wrong placement. So what I'm doing here is the most diluted, the safest route that I can feel comfortable sharing with you guys so that none of you guys are going to do this and you go into bankruptcy. You might lose a couple of opportunities, but it's not something that's going to put you in it's not going to deep six your relationship or put your business into trouble. Okay. So bear that in mind. This is the tip of the iceberg in terms of activating, but at least it's something. Okay. Something is better than nothing. All right. So plants for wealth. So I'm going to show you an example. Oops. Where's my chart here? Okay. All right, here we go. So here you see is a layout of an office building, okay? I will remind you guys again of this, but we're not gonna do this in a bedroom. No plants in a bedroom, okay? I've already mentioned in previous live streams why we don't generally like plants in the bedroom. The gist of it is you don't want, at night especially, which is when you're sleeping, you don't want the plants to be competing for the chi, right? Fine if you have your kids sleeping with you, your pet or your partner, but you really want to minimize other life forms competing for the chi with you. So this is the basic wealth direction, or in Chinese we call Tai Wei. Oh, actually, let me do it in Photoshop. Sorry. Okay. So over here, you can look at it room by room, okay? So let's say if this is your office and you have your door here, right? So the idea that the wealth corner is, what's the term, perpendicular? Or basically it's the corner across from where the door is, okay? So this, in a very, very, very basic form, is your Tai Wei, your wealth direction for this room, okay? What about if the door is in the middle of the wall? Then in that case, it would be here and it would be this corner as well, okay? And for this one, it would be over here. This one, it would be over here. There's no door on here and there's no proper door, but if these are walls and not just cubicles, then this would be this guy, whoever sits here and whoever sits here. This needs to be proper wall though, okay? So that the chi is contained. If it's just cubicle and they're like 4 or 5 foot in height, then there's nothing to contain the qi here. Okay. And then, and let's say this being the whole company, right? Let's say the whole company is here and this being the door, then for the whole company layout, this would be the one here. So this is like a conference room, right? This is the meeting room. So that would work well. Now there are caveats in that the qi needs to be able to stay. So if there is a window here, I'm going to use a different color for the window. Okay. This is, again, I'm going to say this is for like the newbie Feng Shui people, okay? That you don't know Flying Star, that you don't know Shen Kong Da Gua, you don't know Qi Men Dun Jia, then this is the one that you can do. However, if this is your wealth corner and there's a window here, then the wealth here is actually, it can't stay because, especially if you open the window, then the qi disperses, right? That's no good. What if, let's say there's let's do a door here, okay? So this conference room has two corners across from the door, right? But between this, let's say A and then B, between A and B, I would do the A because there's a door here. And when the door is opened, like when people come through the door, again, the qi here disperses. The money energy here is weakened. So you would activate here, okay? And because today we're talking about Feng Shui and plants, and also because I want you guys to do this in the safest way possible, because DIY Feng Shui can really land you into hot water. And I know many of you guys have come to me saying so, right? That you freaked out after you did DIY Feng Shui. How you activate these money corners is with plants, okay? And I'll talk about the kind of plants that I would suggest to do this. Do not activate with water. Do not, please do yourself a favor. Don't think, oh, water brings me money in Feng Shui. Not all the time. The wrong placement for water has, and I've seen this, the wrong placement of water has had people losing their jobs within like a month, or their business started struggling. And I've seen people who had to declare bankruptcy. And I know this because having done Feng Shui consulting for the past decade or so, I would go into a house, and if I see a water feature in the southeast, and after I do my compass reading, I know why they had to claim bankruptcy. Because fast food Feng Shui tells you activate with water, and the money energy or the money corner is in the southeast. And people DIY it, they put the water there, and livelihood gone. Okay, so do not, when I talk about activating with these corners here, we do it with plants. You will get results. It won't be as fast, but at least you will, it's an insurance that you're not gonna inadvertently activate something different. And why, and what would lead you to accidentally trigger something different? It could be other energy that is specific to your home. It could be the flying star, right? It could be other factors. So for the purpose of activating these corners, you guys, we are only using plants, okay? So that's the first one. That's basically it in terms of using plants to activate for financial prosperity. Just look at where the door is, for the room. Again, do not do this for the bedroom. So your office would be great, especially with people working at home right now. If you're working off of from the living room or the dining room, then you look at where the entrance is. And again, what if you have an open floor plan? And I've mentioned this before. In the Feng Shui perspective, open floor plans are a nightmare because you cannot contain the qi. You cannot manipulate the qi. Everything is all over the place, right? So if you have an open floor plan, you don't have a door that goes into the room that you're working in, then you're kind of out of luck, okay? Because there's no, the door is where you can determine the quality of the qi that comes into the room. So sure, open floor plans look great aesthetically, but in terms of Feng Shui perspective, it's not, it's more hassle than it's worth. Okay. Let me just check on questions. Oh, this is a good one. Does the same apply for fake plants in a bedroom? No. Why? We're activating for money and relationships, right? Later on, we'll talk about relationships. For this one, you need live plants because you want the money to grow. Do you want fake money? Do you want monopoly money? No. So you can't use fake plants. Not for money sense. Okay? So that's a good one. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. If the cubicle is 6 feet tall, then yes, it would still be better if it's an actual wall, then the qi is more contained. But if it's minimum 6 feet tall, it's usable. It's not great, but it's usable. Oh, I got this ready for you guys. So since you were talking about that, George, where is... Sorry, guys. I can't see where my... Okay, I still need to get used to this. Oh, okay. I'll talk about that in a minute. All right, and other questions? Is it best placed in stagnant qi? Putting a plant in stagnant qi, it can work. I'm assuming you're talking about no window and no door beside where the corner is. It can work, okay? Mary, so out of luck if the window is in the wealth corner? Kind of. So hopefully you have other options to maybe a different room. Okay. All right. So we'll talk about plants in a minute. I've got a few examples for you guys. So just hang tight. I do have that. Okay. So now the next one is plants for relationships. And this one goes back to the term in the Chinese language, 桃花运. 桃花 is peach, right? Or peach blossom specifically. And yun is luck, so peach blossom luck. And peach blossom being a plant, then typically we also activate with the wood element. So there are two types of peach blossoms. There's a personal peach blossom, which is what we're going to cover today, because again, it doesn't work 100%, but something is better than nothing. And there's also your home's heavenly romance direction. I will just touch on it here, but because it is a little bit more in-depth, I will tell you where you can go for additional information later. Okay, so your personal peach blossom, let me make sure I have So for personal peach blossom, you look at the year that you are born, okay? So if you're born in the year of the monkey, rat, or dragon, and you guys can take a screenshot of this if you want. If you're born in, so 神子辰, okay, monkey, rat, or dragon is the year that you're born, then your personal peach blossom direction is the west, okay? And the elements, so you're gonna see like in brackets here, the elements that you want there is earth or metal. Be really careful with earth and metal, actually. Okay. You don't want it to, actually this, for 2021, most of you guys would be okay. There will be certain facings that earth and metal might come into an issue, but this is a smaller placement, so hopefully you'll be okay. So earth and metal, sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Then you need 7 or 8 stalks of plants. So these need to be freshly cut flowers, you guys. It won't be cheap. You cannot use fake plants for this. Okay? So 7 or 8 stalks. And if you want to go a little bit further in terms of like the vase, you can either use like a ceramic vase or a metal vase. Okay? Or if you can't do the actual element, then you can do the color. Either like a brown flower pot or a metal flower pot. Okay, like right here, I actually have my orchid in a metal flower pot. Okay, for areas that need more metal. And so if your peach blossom is in the west, then you do 7 or 8 stalks of flowers. Again, freshly cut, preferably if they're still in bud so that it has time for it to kind of open up. The moment they start withering, you need to throw them out. So if you have a flower garden, you're in luck. But if you guys have to buy this in the flower store, it can add up, okay? If you're born in the year of the tiger, horse, or dog, yin wu xu, then your personal peach blossom direction is in the east. And you use wood or water as the preferred element. So maybe like a wooden pot. There are actually wooden pots. I have one right here. Although it's to put my incense, right? You can use this. Although it will leak a little bit, but there are wooden pots. And obviously there's no water pots, but you can do, and we'll talk about that. Oh, actually I have this right here. You can do water culture. Some of you know this is not fresh anymore. It's a few months old. But I actually have some of my orchids in water. There's no soil in here. They're growing out of water. So for directions that can take more water element, then I do my water culture orchids there. Okay. And then you can put 1 or 4 stalks. And then if you're born in the year of the snake, rooster, or ox, then so 四油丑, your personal peach blossom direction is in the south, and the element that you want is fire or wood, or color. Okay, some of you guys already know what elements are related to what color. And you go for 4 or 9 stalks of flowers. Pig, rabbit, sheep. Okay, hai ma wei. Then your peach blossom direction is in the north. And the element that you want is water or metal, either the actual element or the color. And then you go for 1 or 7 stalks of flowers. And again, as a reminder, this is based on the animal sign of the year you are born. Okay. So that's based on, oh, I should say this, because Stella, thank you for that. Activating for peach blossom, in my opinion, should only be done for single people. If you are in a committed relationship, whether you're married or not, but you have a boyfriend or girlfriend and you want to get married, I actually wouldn't activate the peach blossom even then. Okay? Because sometimes too much of a good thing can be an issue. So peach blossom, when actually activated too much, i.e. you're already in a committed relationship, that could actually bring in a third party. Now, peach blossom, so that's the thing. You don't know when you activate it too much. The only way for you to know is when you actually start seeing the negative results. Because technically, peach blossom you can also use if you're a business person, that you get like good following from, or have a good relationship with your clients and your vendors and your suppliers, right? Or if you're in marketing, peach blossom is good as well. Or if you're, let's say you're an actor, or you're in public, you're like a public figure and you want people to like adore and follow you on social media or whatever, peach blossom is actually a good energy to tap into. But, and here's a big but, and I can't tell you when is it too much. I'll tell you when it's too much is when you're already starting to see the results that you don't want to see. That's when you know it's too much. So that's the thing. I only activate peach blossom when you're single. And when I do an in-depth consultation with my client, if there is potential for affairs or being cheated in their chart and they're single, I don't even activate that. So again, like I said earlier, there's so many different layers to look at, but you just need to be aware and just have your external eyes and your inner eyes. Just keep watch to see what happens after you do these placements. Okay, so thanks for that reminder there, Stella. And for 2021, and those of you who register in Feng Shui 2021, you know I told you guys not to put plants in the east next year, especially if you're in a relationship, because it can bring in, excuse me, it can bring in the third party. Okay. So you're going to see the plants that I have for you guys. They're not stocks because I'm not activating peach blossom. My husband and I, we're going 18 years. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize that. My plants are actually full plants with roots and stuff, right? That one you can use for activating for wealth. But if you want peach blossom, it is, to be honest with you guys, the flower is an optional in terms of the peach blossom activation. It is more the vase. It is more the vase, and or the plant itself. So we like wide mouth rims like this, okay, so that the chi can collect there. We do not like vases where, I don't even have any to show you. We don't like the vases where the opening is small. That defeats the purpose. You want the chi to collect in there. And the plants are really just the additional, boost if you want. But really it's the vessel, it's the flower container or the vase or the flower pot that is the more important thing here. It's to have that chi collect in that specific direction. Okay. This one, in terms of, you can do it in, so personal peach blossom, you can put it in a room if you want, but personally for me, I find that the larger, like putting it in the south of the whole house tends to be stronger than putting it in the room. But again, if it's a bedroom, you can't put live plants in a bedroom. Christina, remember that, right? Yeah. So then you have to do it in the main, based on the whole layout. All right. So let me keep going because, oh shoot, I have 15 minutes left. All right. So, and there is also the Home's Heavenly Peach Blossom direction. And I don't have, I'm not going to go over that in this live stream because it's definitely a little bit more involved than what I just showed you guys. But you can go to bit.ly bit.ly Heavenly Romance Feng Shui. You can register for, it's something that I currently have on right now. Okay, so that's the link, bit.ly Heavenly Romance Feng Shui. Let me make a thing here. Okay, if you go on that link, you're gonna see that this calculates the Heavenly Romance star direction based on the 24 mountains of your home. Okay, again, you need to make sure that you get the right facing. Those of you who are not familiar with classical feng shui, just Google 24 mountains to kind of get a better idea of what it means. But this Heavenly Romance star is calculated based on the sitting of your house. Okay, so once you get the facing right, then you know what the sitting is, which is directly 180 degrees opposite on the compass. The Heavenly Romance star is not based on 8 mansions. It's not based on your core number. It's not based on your astrology. It is based on the house itself, okay? So it is $39. It's a one-time payment if you want to take that, that training. I believe it's a 2-hour training that I've already pre-recorded. You'll get the downloadables. You get the video. So if you want, go to bit.ly/Heavenly Romance Feng Shui, and that's gonna take you to my page where you can register for that training. Okay, it's pre-recorded, so it's not like a live thing, but you get all the information you need there. Okay. Now, the plants that have more significance in Feng Shui and Chinese culture. First is the golden pothos. I actually have one, but it's downstairs. I forgot to bring it up. In Chinese, it's called Huanjingge. You will see the Chinese culture, it's all about the name most of the time. Something is considered auspicious or whatever because it's given an auspicious name. So Huanjing is gold, right? Yellow gold. So golden pothos. Oh, actually, I have a picture that I think I can show you guys. If you guys want to know how it looks like here. Yeah, that's how that looks like. Okay. So that's the golden pothos. And then there's the jade plant. I don't have a jade plant here, but there's also the pilea. And I'll tell you why it's considered, they're considered, I'm gonna hide under the pot so you guys can see. My camera has eye tracking. That's why if it sees my eyes, it's gonna focus on my eyes. So this is Pilea peperomides or peperomides. I don't know how you pronounce that. And if you look at the jade plant as well, these look like coins, right? And that's why in the Chinese society, they look like you're growing coins, you're growing money. Okay, it's very symbolic, a lot of these things. And so succulents are great as well. So there's like string of pearls, string of hearts, anything that kind of, well, not cactus. We don't like cactus because of the thorns, but succulents are also because they hold on to things, right? They hold on to, they have a water reservoir. So that's considered auspicious. There's the adenium rose. Adenium obisum. Sorry, this is the desert rose. This is the only one that I have, and I bought it because it reminds me of my mom. But in Chinese, it's called Fukui Hua. And Fukui means wealth and prosperity, pretty much. And this is a baby plant. Like my mom's plants, they're like humongous. And they like, and if you guys like, they have beautiful pink and white and red flowers. The bigger the bark or whatever, the tuber, I guess. I don't know what it's called, this part. But the bigger the base is, it's considered the more auspicious it is. Okay, Fukui Hua. And then there are pitcher plants. I don't have pitcher plants, but it's obviously a very tropical thing. Not everyone can grow pitcher plants. But those of you guys in the tropical areas, it's shaped like a pitcher, and it collects, you know, it's got sap or whatever, and it attracts mosquitoes and all the bugs in the forest, right? But it's considered auspicious because it has that reservoir, okay? And it attracts, even though it's stinky and it attracts bugs, it is generally considered auspicious because it looks like a pouch as well. The pitcher itself looks like a pouch. And citrus trees. Citrus trees are also considered auspicious because if you look at lemon trees, or especially like kumquat trees or calamandan trees, I actually have a yuzu tree right in front of me, and I have a Meyer lemon tree in my living room, but they're too big. I can't bring them in front of the camera. But those citrus, symbolically, they look like you're growing gold, right? Like gold nuggets on the plants. So that's why in Chinese New Year, you usually see most Chinese homes have like those calamandan or those kumquat trees, because it's like you're growing gold. Again, it's symbolic. You don't have to use these for Feng Shui, okay? I'm just giving you insight on what the Chinese, like culturally, what is considered more auspicious, okay? My favorite are orchids. Anyone who knows me knows I am a plant addict, but especially an orchid addict. So I've already shared with you guys this one, but I want to share with you guys another one, actually 4 of them, that is generously shared by Roehampton Orchids. My friend Andrew and his partner over at roehamptonorchids.ca. So these are jewel orchids. I was trying to figure out the Chinese name. It's Jing something. It's like gold something. But these are jewel orchids, and they are highly, highly sought after. This little baby, this is Ludicea discolor dragon fire. Can you see the veining? It's a baby. But that's dragonfire. Andrew just delivered them yesterday. I can't stop looking at them because the leaves are just, those of you guys who like variegated leaves, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole with jewel orchids. Okay, look at those beautiful leaves. And some plants, the problem with some plants for Feng Shui is sometimes they need a lot of soil. And especially if you have number 5 and number 7, which is strengthened further by earth, i.e. soil, then I wanted plants that have a soilless solution. So I can do my orchids in bark, right? Tree barks or coconut husk. I grow some of my orchids in water, and these guys are in moss. So they're wood element, right? So even though like my office, which is also my plant room, has lots of, I have probably 50 plants in here. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants that have soil. So my earth element from my plants are actually very, very minimal considering the amount of plants that I've got. Let me show you 2 more. This one's a little bit larger, so you should be able to see. Look at, oh, okay, hold on. Look at those leaves. Oh. One more. You're going to see me. roehamptonorchids.ca. I will I've known Andrew for, I don't know, like close to 2 years now. Many of my orchids are from him. He gets like really high quality. He takes care of them really, really well. And he still ships year round if you're in Canada. I'm gonna hide my eyes so the camera doesn't track me. Can you guys see that? Oh my God, that golden vein in the center. Jing, gold. Okay, this one is Siamensis hybrid. And they're because they're babies, that's why they're in a little cup like this, so that they have the humidity and everything. But yeah, check out my amazing friends, roehamptonorchids.ca. And let me know if you buy orchids from them. I wanna know what you bought. I'm gonna be nosy and I wanna know. All right. Okay. So other reasons why I love orchids. Okay. One is they last long. Remember about the cut flowers? They'll last at the most 5 days. For me, it's, again, I'm not trying to activate peach blossom, but if I were to spend money on plants, I spend money on the actual plants, not just on cutting. Orchids, especially, like these guys can bloom for 3 months. This is actually the end of the bloom already. A lot of the flowers have already come off, but they can bloom for months on end. That's another reason why I like that. So if you end up doing the Heavenly Romance direction, for instance, try to get plants like orchids, for instance, that are still in bud, right? So that it slowly opens up, so that you're attracting budding romance, budding relationship, right? Again, it's more symbolic, but that's what you want, okay? And another reason why I love orchids, I mentioned before, is most of them, they don't need soil. Actually, I don't know many orchids that actually take soil. Most of them are terrestrial or epiphytes and all that. So they live on wood, water, moss, okay? And they're gorgeous. Like, I really don't have a lot of orchids that are in bloom right now. Oh, I do have one, but it's in my kitchen windowsill. I'm not going to grab it for you at the moment. Okay, so, and remember, no plants in the bedroom, okay? Now, one more thing to also remind you guys, I know I'm doing a lot of like caveats here, but only because I don't want people to say, oh, Feng Shui didn't work for me. It did not work because there are potential for other factors that make it not as successful for you, right? So what are the other factors? Where's my Photoshop? Oh. Hold on, you guys. I'm just dealing with... Oh, okay. The other factors in terms of how successful you can be in using these very, very diluted, very, very generalized plant placements for wealth and for a relationship is this one here, okay? 3 types of energy, you guys. There's heaven energy, man energy, and earth energy, right? 天地人 or 天人地, however you want to call it. Heaven energy is your astrology, your past life, your karmic debt, your ancestral energy, okay? Man energy is our actions, our decisions, our self-sabotage, our decisions. I said decisions already, but in terms of relationships, our self-worth, our self-love, our self-confidence, right? Earth energy is Feng Shui. So placing something based on the peach blossom is just 1/3 of this. And that is with you doing like a very diluted method, right? A very generalized method. You can activate for peach blossom, but let's say man energy is blocking you, right? Someone is asking you out and you're like, all of a sudden you're freaking out, right? Or, maybe you're newly divorced and you haven't been on the dating scene for 20 years and you're like all freaking out and you're like, no, I don't want to go out I can't go out with you. It's more your mankind luck. You're the one blocking that, right? And many of us, we say we want money, we say we want love, but there are actually subconscious fears and worries around having money, around having love, that is, and this is where the law of attraction comes in, that actually blocks the potential for wealth and relationship from us, right? So you can do all the feng shui you want, you can do the earth energy, but if your man energy is blocking you, you're still kind of swimming upstream, okay? And then there's heaven energy as well, right? If astrologically, if there's no money in your chart, if there is no love in your chart, does that mean you're doomed? No. It does mean you're more challenged in those departments, right? So if any of these you have a blockage, then what do? Then you try as best as you can to make sure that you got 2/3 of, you know, of the other levels of energy. Okay, it needs to be holistic. I don't want you guys to think that just because you're doing feng shui that your life is going to change 180 degrees. I compare and I observe the ones who come to me only for feng shui and the one who come to me and they work with their heaven energy and their man energy. Heaven and their mankind energy. They get better results. Why? Because they're not just working on the 1/3. They're filling their manifesting tank as full as they possibly make it. Is it a lot of work? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. Okay? So this is where I want to leave you guys with. And it's really, really, really important. I know there's additional questions, but I do really need to get going. But comment under the video or either on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll go over the questions there. But I'm afraid I gotta be out my house in 3 minutes for an appointment. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Great questions. Thank you so much for spending part of your day, your evening, and your night with me. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys next year. Have a happy new year and wishing you an amazing 2021 for everyone. Prosperity is out there. It is up to you to make sure that you put yourself in the path of abundance, prosperity, and lots of health and amazing relationships. Take care, everyone. Bye.